Well, good morning. It's time to pick up the boarding pass and head back for Texas. Last weekend, I wasn't able to go to Texas because I had to go to Honduras and Guatemala down in Central America, where all these unaccompanied children and these women with accompanied children are flooding to the Texas border in record numbers and overwhelming our immigration and naturalization system across the Rio Grande Valley. So this is a crisis of great proportions, especially our great state of Texas, because this flood is never ending. And we are facing right now, we've got about 60,000 people that have come into this country illegally and surrendered themselves at the border to be processed into a system that, quite honestly, the law is a bad law and it needs to be fixed. So today, after coming back from the border with the working group that was appointed by the Speaker, I have introduced a piece of legislation that I think will take the conservative view of what we need to do to stop the invasion at our southern border. It's serious business, and everyone has compassion for children in need, but quite honestly, the entire area south of us has children in need, as does the rest of the world, and we have ways to do things according to the law, and doing things according to the law is always the solution, not doing things against the law. And the whole purpose, these coyotes and the people who have planned this invasion, those folks have looked at our law and found a loophole that allows us to get these kids in and quickly get them released out into the public. And quite honestly, that's not acceptable, because that's not according to what our overall immigration policy is. So I've got a bill that basically will say, right now we have a two-track system. One, Mexicans and Canadians are immediately turned back, but people from other countries have to go through a process which ultimately puts them in the hands of the HHS, Health and Human Services, and relocates them with either their parents if they're here, or a guardian, or maybe a person claiming to be a guardian. And once they're there, they are given a court date to appear, and that's the last we see of them. We have set up a system whereby they will be, everyone will be treated by the United States just the way we treat people coming in illegally from Mexico and Canada. They will be basically immediately turned back. Now, and then in turn, we will send them by plane back to their neighboring country down in Central America. Because we as a country, we cannot tolerate people who are taking a glitch in our law to flood our country with people, but just because they can. This is a tough business, and it's a tough. A lot of these are children. And we all have sympathy for children that come from bad circumstances. And if they actually are being trafficked by the cartels, or if they actually are people that are in fear back home and have the right to have asylum, they will be granted asylum under the law. But all of them are claiming asylum, when in reality, probably less than 2 to 5% of them have an actual asylum claim. They're just, once again, using the big heart of the American people as a glitch to get them into the country. And we have to do this according to the law. Our bill will put them immediately, as quickly as possible, before a judge, so that the judge can make a ruling. And history tells us that when they go to court with their allegations that they've been harmed, most of those allegations prove to be incorrect. And we're going to make sure we get it done fast, because the longer, justice delayed is justice denied. And the longer we wait before they go before a court, the easier it is for them to disappear into the great mass of the American people and become part of the illegal immigrant population, which is estimated somewhere between 12 and 20 million people right now in the United States. I'll drop this bill today. It'll go forward. We're making sure they don't get the lawyer up early so that they can do this, and we're not paying for court-appointed lawyers for them. If they want to hire a lawyer, they can. And the people that are sending the money and continuing the smuggling chain will be investigated. As you know, I'm a law and order kind of guy. And people that are breaking the rules are breaking the laws. As far as I'm concerned, we've got to go after them and correct a misdirection in our society. So I missed coming home last week so I could go down and hear their story down in Guatemala and Honduras. It's a sad story, but it's still a story of taking advantage of a glitch in the law to illegally enter the United States of America, and quite honestly, that's not tolerable. These are hard times. There's a lot of things going on in this world, but this right now is the current event in the state of Texas. There are other good bills out there, including the corn bill that is out there from our senator, our great senator from Texas. All of them have different wording in it, but they all do the same thing. They basically say, you've got to stop this flood. And being on the appropriations bill, we are going to give the funds to take care of this problem to the tune of about $1.5 billion. So about $1.5 billion. The president asked for 3.9, but he's not going to get it. Not now. But it will be adequate funds with which to do our border control and defend our Texas borders. You can look forward to the Guard going to the border. You can look forward to additional resources going to the border. So this is the serious times we're in. But I'm going back to Texas as soon as I can get on an airplane this afternoon, and I hope to see as many of you can while I'm home. And I guess I've got my boarding pass. It's time to go. Thanks again.